Well, hello. Welcome to the ITL. As you know, my name's MuzzleMike, and this is the ITL in the lawn. Oh, well, today I figured I go ahead and do a little bit of talking. Hopefully, I can get by the rain and the wind. It is fall here. Yes, it's fall. There's a lot of stuff in the news that we could talk about, but they're all politically charged, and I try not to do that so much with the ITL. I mean, that's not something I really intended the ITL for, and along with the product reviews and stuff. I mean, I've done a lot of that stuff lately, and it's really not really what I wanted the ITL for. But this is kind of a variety thing, so that's what we do. Except for the politically charged stuff. I mean, I try to keep politics off my channels, for the most part. I mean, every now and then I'll bring up something that I think needs to be addressed, and then I go ahead and back off. But this is election time, and around my area, I mean, we just had our elections for Pennsylvania and Ohio earlier this week, and Ohio lost out again from what it looks like. I mean, I know it's a majority thing for voting, but I mean, issue 2 and 3. I mean, I was hoping issue 2 wouldn't get voted in, but 3, I couldn't see why it would be. They're pushing for it, but it didn't make it either. But yeah, let's move on from this and see what else is new. Well, if you remember right, a couple weeks ago in the ITL, had the opening for the motorcycle lift, and then I showed you the spark plug cleaner, which works very well. I gotta make a video on how well it works for you guys, but it works very well. Not the best, but it works very well. But during that video, I said 3 toys, and this is why I said toys. I'll go ahead and show you all the third toy is here in a few moments. But I've been kind of reluctant to show this one. But I mean, for you those that know me on a personal level, you kind of seen this one coming. But I'll have more explanation as this progresses a teeny bit here. This is my third toy. And you kind of see the box right here. My third toy. Yeah, I got myself a quadcopter. This is made by Tech Toys. It's a clone. I believe it's a Cena clone. It's an aerodrone. It's the 2.4 gigahertz 4-channel RC quadcopter with camera. It has a 6-axis gyro. It does 360 degrees, 3D flips and rolls, and yes, it has a 2.4 gigahertz system. And I don't know if it comes up in the camera very well, but that's what it is with the black background. It's rated for 14 years and up ages. It's made by Tech Toys. That's T-O-Y-Z Toys. I don't know if you can make it out to through my what you hear, but I have been dealing with a cold, so that's why I'm repronouncing things out a little bit. Here's the remote. It's a cheesy remote. I mean, it's a toy. It does do video and it does do stills. It has a flight time of 5-6 minutes, but if you use the camera, I mean, you're going to cut that in half. So you talk about 2.5 minutes, maybe 3 minutes, which I mean, for what I want it for, that will work all right. It doesn't go very far. I mean, they say like 40 to 60 meters. But I mean, we're in the United States here. I don't go by meters. I mean, I'm old school United States and feet. I mean, I haven't gotten that far. Not because of the lack of range. It's just I haven't gotten that far. Oh, I'll tell you. I'll show you a little bit of the quadcopter. It's right down here. Yeah, it's a little discolored because I have been flying it. This is. Let me see how this works. Yes, this is the rear with the red. The black props has the is the front. It has a little, and you can't really see it, but that's all right. It has a little camera to it, and it has the lens where you can tilt it. You can have it forward. You can have it angled on an angle downwards. The camera does eat a lot of the battery up. It takes a little 3.7 volt battery, which I'm planning on buying a few more to charge up because it takes an hour and a half, hour 45 minutes to charge a battery. Then you go and get a few minutes run time. It does have the LEDs on the bottom, and the prop cards are not on permanently right now. That's because this size of a quadcopter, I got this size on purpose. I wanted to be able to pull the prop guards off, turn the blades in, and it'll fit right in the trunk of the bike. That way I got it for what I was intended for, which is coming right up. Use it for what I intended it for. And yes, I've gotten really proficient at crashing. I've only had it for a few weeks, yeah, but it's really proficient at crashing. I'm an expert almost at that. I've got a couple second videos with it. It was just barely hovering. It is me being a newbie. And yes, I've been talking about getting a quadcopter for about 6 months, give or take. And during the 6 months, give or take, I mean, almost the whole time I've been using a simulator. And you can say, yeah, try a simulator. Yeah, I'll tell you what. This is a Mode 2 quadcopter. It means the throttle is actually on the left side. Most of the simulators that I've gotten my hands on, I mean, most of the ones that I've worked with, it's a Mode 1, which means the throttle's on the left, if you don't know. I mean, right, if you don't know. And it's a different ball game anyway, and it's a completely different world. I mean, it's a different animal. And it's like, I kind of, for myself, I kind of see using the simulators as kind of a waste of time for me because it doesn't handle anything like the simulator. It's a completely different world. In fact, this quadcopter, I've actually, the first time I had it out here, first or second time, I had it in just my little lawn here. And I shouldn't have been flying, testing it out here. Yeah, I can hover low on it, but I've got power lines. I mean, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines running overhead. Then, with the camera, I do have a line that runs underground, and I mean, I'll tell you what, that really messes with the video. It's not jiggly, I mean, it just lines all over it because of it. I mean, it's a cheap camera. We'll get back to the video on that here in a couple seconds. But yeah, I took off, and the wind picked up, and it started flying away off me, and I ended up taking it higher so it wouldn't hit the house. I landed right on top of the roof of my back porch of my house here. And I landed it there. It landed hard, but it landed. And I just let it sit there for a couple minutes. The wind died down a little bit, and I just took off. I raised it up a little bit, hovered it, and then brought it back down. And I thought that was a big achievement, I'll tell you, because I went from just a few feet off the ground and crash, a few feet off the ground and hover, crash. I mean, that is just the life of it. I mean, I think I will I'll get good at hovering here in about a year, but the camera part is what I'm really, really dealing with. I'm really, really excited about, even if it's not a great camera. This camera is, and I'm getting to the video part. This camera, it's a HD camera, okay, and we're saying HD, and we're using that very loosely. It's a 720p camera. we're saying very loosely here. It's like the little. I mean, I've seen more modern spy camera keychains that has better video than this, but it'll do the job that I'm intending it to do. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's just not getting. You're not going to get spectacular videos out of it. It'll do with what I want it to do. And it's a toy, and that's why I said toys. It's a toy. You're not going to go very far with it. You're going to lose. You're going to lose it because of. I mean, the range is just not there. And well, then it comes down to what I would want it for is actually, and you're not going to see these videos from this on this channel, on my main channel. I do have other channels that are not being used for anything. They're kind of in dormancy. You might want to put in there, and I don't. I intended them for other things, and I kind of veered away from it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to post the videos, the flight videos, which is just going to be showing historical areas once I do get up. And it's not going to be anything major because you really can't. The major historical areas are no-fly zones, and I'm not going to fly. I'm not going to break the laws and stuff with it. These are the bridges that you've seen, for example, shots of the old Erie Canal, Erie Extension Canal, I should say. I mean, I'm going to hit and miss on that, and I'm going to get spots like that from the air. And what I'll do is, as I put up the videos of what I'm doing, I'll have links down in the crankcase to the video that I'm going to have, corresponding video that I'm going to have on my other channel. That way they'll be running together. And like I said, I'm not going to turn this channel into a quadcopter channel. I've seen too many people end up doing that. I'm not saying the quadcopter there's anything wrong with the quadcopter channel. So what I'm saying is this channel is not a quadcopter channel. This channel, I consider myself a motovlogger. Yes, and the ITL is a variety, kind of a variety show. But I'm not a quadcopter. I'm not going to pretend I'm an expert at running quadcopters. I'm not even got my feet wet yet. You know what I mean? And I've seen too many people that got into the quadcopters and just left. And the channels just turned into nothing but quadcopter channels. Now there is somebody out there that I think flies half decent that used to be kind of a motovlogger. He rides a scooter. He's just in Ohio. You can look him up. He's Mr. Polymer. And, him and I mean, we've ridden together in the past, and I've gotten a hold of him. I've asked him for tips and things, and we're going to get together and hopefully he can show me some tips and things with this thing. I mean, it's a toy, and maybe show some little mods if we can. And I mean, the first little mod is I'm going to cushion the freaking landing gear. That way I don't break it so bad. And I mean, it ain't going to go fly like his, but I don't expect it to. It's a toy, you know. But yeah, I mean, this channel is not going to go that route. I just refuse to do that. I'm a motovlogger. I love my motorcycles. But yet I do show my guns. And I will be having shooting videos here, hopefully next summer. And they're not going to be major videos. I mean, I'm not an expert shot. I'm a decent shot, but I'm not no sniper or marksman or anything. I get the job done. I get it done proficiently, and I enjoy my guns, and especially my muzzleloader. My muzzleloader is one of my pride and joys. I'll put it that way. My next pride and joy will be the 8mm, but 8mm Mauser. I'll already say that. But yeah, So I mean, the quadcopter, as far as it goes. That's why I was kind of reluctant on bringing it out and showing it. I want you guys to know, yet it's there. It's a clone. It doesn't fly as well as the real thing. And I'll tell you that. I've had a few people tell me that's the clones, and that's because it's made in China. It's massively produced. They leave certain things out. It doesn't have the GPS. It doesn't have FPV. It's just a cheap toy. And I didn't want to turn people away thinking that this is yet another channel that's going to be switch over to quadcopters. No, that's going to be on my other channel. And if you, don't sub the channel. The channel is not there to be subbed, really. Whenever I link it, the channel is the Powder Den. And the reason I called it the Powder Den is because it goes with the whole persona of muzzle loading, black powder, and that's what I started with in forums before YouTube days, and that's where MuzzleMike came from. But yeah, that's my second channel, and you might have seen it here and there. I used to like going over to the Buckeye Boys' channel, and I used to troll them a little bit, and they knew who it was. In fact, they said, yeah, that sounds great. They won't know who it is. They'll think it's some just troll coming in. And I used to troll them. And it wasn't a serious troll, because even though the readers on the comments would say, oh, this is nothing but a kid in his mother's basement. But no, it wasn't. It was me. And actually, I would actually start arguments with myself in the Powder Den doing the trolling. And, it is what it is. I know I have problems. But yeah, this is really good. It's a lot far over as it is. There's another show, My Little Toy, and like I said, no, it's not going to be on. You're not going to see much of it on this channel. Maybe once in a while, I'll show you a glimpse of it with this type of camera setting, not the camera that's on the unit. The unit camera is a very low, it's supposed to be HD 720, but it's very poorly done. And whenever I add poor video in with my true high HD videos, with the program I use, it brings down the quality of the good video. And I'm not playing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not adding it. I'll be linking the aerial views in the in the description area. That way, if you want to see, the aerial view, and I'll have on the bottom of the video, aerial view link is down in the comments, and that way you guys will know it's down there. You can click it if you want to see it, and that will be done probably more likely with this. But that was not going to happen for at least a year in the future. I'll tell you, my flying skills suck. It sucks. But yeah, I just know they're going over, and don't worry, guys. You're not going to see it here. Just a little what's going on with MuzzleMike, dealing with this cold, severe illness at times. I've been dying for the last couple of weeks. It feels a lot longer. I got work ahead of me to do. I need to get this over with. This is MuzzleMike saying have a great day. Signing out.